Last time on Hardware Hackers, mistakes were made. Hello everyone, welcome back to Hardware Hackers, and today we are looking at my Game Boy Advance SP again, but the video is not actually on the SP itself. Okay, wireless charger, Game Boy. I'm just draining the battery a little bit on, while it's idling. But what's going to happen today is that we are going to turn this off, right? And obviously we're going to look at what I did in one of my previous videos. So, as you can see, when that bothers to even light up. Oh, there you go. But it's already pretty charged. There was not much battery already discharged, but you can see that I have wireless charging in my SP. So what if I told you we can do the same with a Game Boy Pocket? Now if I turn this light off, look how gorgeous it looks in the dark. I promise you it looks so much better in real life because my camera quality is just so poor and but yeah, this is what we have today, and today this is what I'm going to show off. So, without further ado, let's begin. Unplug the wireless charger. I'm going to tell you exactly what we're looking at here. So, to make things simple, this is a normal Game Boy Pocket shell, right? So you open the battery pack and you've got these separators on the thing. That is fine. However, on this shell, I didn't have that. I had it all flush, like all flat, no separator for the two batteries, and even then, that was still not enough. So, take that game out for a sec. Even then, what happened was, I had to chop out a lot more. You saw my previous video where I mentioned JBoy Mods' tutorial, and I try and recreate what I saw. However, mistakes were made and I did not do very well. That was not in a way, in any way to discredit JBoy Mods, because JBoy Mods does make a lot of great content, and yeah, if you want to look at that, feel free to look at that. But this one does not have any USB-C charging or whatever, even though I wish it did, but it shouldn't be too hard to do, considering, but you'll need to stick it wherever there's room, and as for me, I wouldn't know unless you stuck a little bit of Captain Tape on the speaker, you shove the module to the side and then you trail the wire in, and then you have the USB-C coming out this way, which would make more sense because then you can plug it in through the side. But I'm just going to get a spudger and I'm going to spudge this out, and we will see exactly what we're dealing with here. So, this is a great set, by the way. It's by Yin-san. It's pretty cheap. So yeah, this is by RetroSix, but I ended up getting it off the... Yeah, I ended up getting it off Handheld Legend, and it comes with a nice bunch of the stickers and stuff. If I can find the rest of them that I had one here, Handheld Legend, and one Handheld Legend, sort of like a card, and there was two Handheld Legend stickers that I had just a second ago. I wonder where they've gone, but they had the Handheld Legend logo on it, so yeah, that is pretty nice. And now I want to figure out how to get this this battery out because it's stuck. So here's what we're looking at. I managed to find one of the stickers. See if I can find the other one later on. But that's what it looks like, and I think that's pretty cool. I can't believe I've already lost this. I never usually misplace anything, but here we go. I've just lost it like that, and that's kind of disappointed me a little bit, but I'll be able to find it soon. But yeah, anyway, this is what I'm having to deal with right now. So, I've took the thing apart and I put it back together, and I've took the battery out. But yeah, obviously you get a RetroSix battery, and you get a wireless charging module. Right, it's on a pretty thick PCB, as you can see, with a wireless charging coil going around it, and it has a few components just underneath the adhesive that's over here. On the upside, that is very nice indeed. I think that's what steps down the voltage, because this is a LiPo battery that goes up to like 4.9 volts, and the Gameboy Pocket only takes 3 volts. So what I imagine that this does is regulates the voltage, because it's got a regulator on top. So what happens is you get the RetroSix LiPo battery, and you just stick this on the top like so, right? And then you fit it into place like a normal AAA battery, but it's just some sort of squishing required. So I'm going to let you guys see what I've done here. So I've literally, it literally has to chop through, some of the screw holes as well, just so I can fit the LiPo actually in. And what I've done here was I've cut this side, which I already did for the other LiPo that I had, and yeah, that did not work out too well. I fried that AliExpress Gameboy Pocket motherboard, so I take my words back. Do not buy any refurbished off AliExpress. So anyway, as we go along, I kept the battery contacts in, even though on the last video I snapped them off, but I still kept the grid that kept them in place anyway. This one is a different motherboard, as you've seen. It actually has the battery contact still in, so I'm not going to tamper around with that. But without further ado, here we go. So I've got the battery cover here, and I've got the RetroSix LiPo. So here's what we're going to do. Remember, this side, the blank side, that's just going to be held in place by the spring, and you want the RetroSix part just facing upwards like this. Press it down a little bit. There you go, snap it in. And then what's going to happen is you want this side that says BP, right, facing that side of the shell, so the upper right of the shell. And you're just going to press it into place and make sure that the battery contacts actually align. This is very important, in case you didn't know, because that's what's going to be making the contact with the battery itself. So it's going to go from here, right, simulating the other battery contact. So if you look at here, as you look at a normal battery, right, you have positive, negative, and then positive and negative, and it all goes around, right? Well, same in this case. These parts here are the positive and negative terminals, right? And obviously, same over here. It goes all the way up here, and it goes to negative to positive. So it basically simulates a AAA, well, 2 AAA batteries, even though it isn't. So when you turn it on, and that's not working. Great. One of the troubleshooting things that they said to do was make sure that the pins are actually aligned, and as we can see, they are not. So what we need to do is just get this, flick it up, and sort of like shove that. Actually, no. So what you can do is bend the pins back a little bit, just so it will make that touch. and so I know for a fact that that one's actually touching as well. So all I'm gonna do is lift up the I've lifted up them pins. I'm sorry I wasn't even in the camera then, but like, yeah, I've lifted up the pins for that, and then I just press it down and make sure it touches, and we have power. Brilliant, am I right? I mean, come on, like, for how much it was like £30 or something like that, you know. We're talking, if you live in the United States, this is literally $25, right? And what's better is that you can actually recharge it wirelessly. Now, if someone actually finds a way to come up with a mod that obviously allows you to charge it wired, then that'll be something very exciting to see. But for this, you know, how easy of a mod this actually is compared to you know, an IPS kit, or, you know, even wirelessly recharging the Game Boy Advance SP, this is something that's extraordinary, you know, on a newbie level. There's many things that can go wrong with these. However, if they arrive dead on arrival, that's a very unlikely scenario, because I was watching a video. I can't even spoken. If you watch the video by RetroSix, the guy actually tells you that they're all tested by hand, one by one, before they actually get shipped out, which I think is extraordinary. So, yeah, for what this is brilliant. And yeah, hopefully you check the link in the description, and yeah, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but the shells that come with my IPS kit, they're not the same ones as the ones by RetroSix. So if you're looking at getting a shell for this mod, right, I definitely recommend RetroSix, because even with this one that had a flat bottom, I do recommend that you trim that as well. But if you get one by RetroSix, then it's definitely a lot better, because it's actually made to fit the battery. Anything else, I'm not too sure on the top of my head, but yeah, it is what it is. It's a wireless charging module for a Game Boy Pocket. It's been done before, and I'm showing it now. But like, it's nothing new, but it's pretty nice to talk about anyway. So I'm glad you guys watched to the end, and for real this time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.